Record. Hi, everybody. We have a special treat today on the podcast because I have Valerie, my 6-year-old granddaughter. And can you show them how you made this picture for me? Let's see. So this is frogs and otters, which are my two favorite creatures. And Valerie drew that. Isn't she good at drawing? Show them what else you like to do, Valerie, at my house all the time. Tell them what you did.
I like that strawberries.
Yes, she loves to pick strawberries so much. So Valerie, you're going to have to talk kind of loud because so they can hear both of us really good, okay? Otherwise your voice won't and show up. So the last 4 podcasts, we were talking about how you can counsel or coach kids. So this is going to be a perfect opportunity to hear Valerie. And we're going to talk about when I was helping her with a little problem. Do you remember what the problem was, Valerie? Okay, do you want me to tell him or do you want to tell him? Okay, I'll tell you my story, and then if I mess it up, then you fix it. Tell him how it went. So Grandpa took Valerie and her 2 brothers, the twins, who are 4 and she's 6, to catch fish. There's this thing on the 24th of July here, and it's called a fishing derby. And if you catch a fish, you get a medal. And Valerie really wanted to catch a fish really bad. And what happened, Valerie, after that? Do you remember? Was it Abner or Emmett that caught the fish? Abner caught the fish. So her 4-year-old brother caught the fish, and Valerie was crying all the way home, right? Because you were sad. But I went out to talk to you, and I said, "Are you sad because you didn't catch a fish?" And what did you say? "I'm not sad that I didn't catch a fish. I'm sad that what? My brothers were laughing at me." Do you remember that? So Valerie I thought it was about the fish, which I was wrong. So always ask kids why they are feeling sad, because I thought it was because you didn't catch fish, but it wasn't that. That wasn't the problem, right? So they were laughing at you because you were crying
Because I didn't catch a fish.
because you didn't catch a fish.
Mm-hmm.
And so she felt really bad about that, right? Because they kind of were ganging up on you and laughing, right? Okay. So then Valerie, we had a lot of fun plans for the rest of the day, right? We were going to go swimming. We were going to get pizza. We were going to go to a parade, but fishing was really early in the morning. So Valerie was like, it's going to be a terrible day, right? Because it started out pretty bad and she was crying really bad. And so started to talk to Valerie about how we get to decide what kind of day we want. We get to choose, right? What day we want. And it doesn't have to be ruined by the twins laughing at us. And Valerie thought that this might be a good idea. And I said, whatever you think, then you'll feel a certain way. Do you remember that? Uh-huh. And so right then, when you were crying a lot, what were you thinking? My brothers are mean, or what do you think you were thinking about them?
I was just like thinking, oh, I want to play with them ever again.
You don't want to
Not
play with them
today.
ever again?
Not today.
Yeah, not that day. You didn't want to play with them. And so then you felt what?
Silly.
Yeah. Did you feel silly or did you feel kind of sad because you were crying?
Yeah.
You felt sad at first, but then we changed it to silly, didn't we? Do you remember? And you had a great rest of the day. So tell me what happened. I said, Valerie, if you could feel different instead of sad, what would you rather feel? And Valerie said, I'd rather feel
silly.
Okay. So I was trying to give Valerie thoughts like an adult would give her, like, they can't decide what kind of day I'm going to have. And I could still have a great rest of the day and things like that. And she was like, no, that doesn't work. So I said, we have to figure out what works for your brain. Okay. So what did you think would work for your brain, Valerie? Let's go up here so they can hear you, but and then talk really loud about what you came up with. Okay. So what helped you feel better and helped you feel silly instead of sad?
Thinking of things that would be silly if they did it.
If the twins did it? So,
If the person that made me sad did it.
so do you remember that you were pretending like they were on a stage? And what did you say was happening with the glasses? Do you
They
remember
were
that?
wearing broken glasses, and then and then my brother had a wand, and he pointed at my other brother, and then and and in about 2 minutes, the brother that had the wands be pointed at got naked.
His pants fell off?
Yes.
And this is what happened with Valerie. I was sitting here having this conversation and she went from crying to,
Silly.
were you laughing pretty hard?
Yeah.
And she was describing this scene of her brothers and that they were on stage and one of them had broken glasses and one of them, his pants fell down. And Valerie had a better feeling about the rest of the day, right?
Yeah. And also, after that, the brother that had his pants fall down made the other brother's underwear fall down.
What?
And then the other brother gave him broken glasses.
Oh my word. So Valerie, by the time she'd come up with this, she was feeling a lot better, right? And so we were talking about this a little bit, and I was saying, Valerie, do you think this might work for school or other things that are hard sometimes? Do you remember when I asked you that? Have you thought about that since or not really? Like sometimes if you don't have anyone to play at recess, you could feel sad or you could feel what?
Silly.
Silly, or maybe what else? Curious? Like I know you like to go find things or find secret hiding spots, or what else do you like to do at recess? Do you remember?
Sometimes I like to get somewhere and then hide under there.
Yeah. And that's fun, right? So you've kind of decided, oh, if I have no one to play with at recess, I can. What is your thought that you think about?
Feel fun.
So you want to have fun. So what are you thinking would be fun?
Like, I'm like, ooh, maybe trying to be a tiger, staring everyone.
Oh, so you
It's-
pretend like you're a tiger?
Yeah, and then I come at the people, and then I stare at them, and then I start acting like a lion, and then they run away.
Wow. So you're making fun at recess for you, right?
And I also just stick under this low place, and then I just hide under there, waiting for someone to get kind of close to me.
And then what do you do when they get close to you? Are
Um,
you still trying to hide so they can't see you, or do you jump out?
I just freak right next to them, and then I stare at them, and then I start acting like a lion, and then they run away.
So you're kind of playing a pretend game that you like to play when you can't find a friend. So all of this helps a lot, doesn't it? To have a happy day instead of a sad day. You're getting so good at this. Give me a thumbs up. Yeah, you're awesome. So anyway,
Full fun.
yeah, truly. Let's do that again. All right, guys, that was Valerie. Isn't she cute? We're so glad that she is in our family. And that's kind of what it's like to talk to kids about coaching and how you